There has been a grievance that I haven't met the press. I think there cannot be anything better than this. I came to your club, not in my club, in the police headquarters. So I think you should excuse me for having avoided a press conference. One of the reasons was that having been in Bombay City for last about 30 plus years, I wasn't really close to what Bombay City really requires. So I needed some time to gather, to know what the problems are. When I was there were problems of communal riots, there were problems in economic offences, which I have dealt with, narcotics as well, which I have dealt with. But then I think the contours have changed, the parameters are different, and I think the people's expectations have changed. So lo and behold, what I did was really to get the information. People said very novel, very great, but I thought that was very, very plebeian and very, very mundane. That if you wanted information from the citizens, the only way you could get it was directly through my number. And that's the number I shared. That was the first thing which I did. Many people said, why should you do that? When I said, there's no other way. Because to get unfiltered information, who is my constituency? For whom am I working here? It is certainly the citizens. So the citizens should know and should know sending me feedback, sending me your suggestions. And I think most of them I reply. Somebody asked me, oh, who is the one who is handling your social media? Well, in my case, if you are going to Sanjay P_1 and if you are going to my Facebook profile and if you are looking at the WhatsApp and sending me the WhatsApp, it's me. There's nobody else. It's me. My phone is not shared with anybody else. And I am able to handle most of it. Some of it I may not be, but then... So I'm telling you, when I shared the number, the story goes like this. When I shared the number, I was surprised that people will be talking about huge crime, people will be talking about huge gangsterism. Sorry, this was not the voice. The voice was what you're hearing right now. This noise, which is a huge problem in Bombay City. There are kids who cannot sleep. There are seniors who cannot really have any kind of rest. And so I hope I'll be able to talk with the background noise right now going on the construction site. So my first initiative, certainly along with this, was on the noise. And the noise could have happened only with construction. With the construction, I called the MCHI and the CRIDAI. I must say, they were very, very helpful. What I said was that you should make the citizens aware. Right now, I was in the office. A builder from Matunga, not the builder, but the manager was brought to me from Entop Hill. And I told him that at 1 o'clock you were constructing. And that's how I have called you here. And we have charged them. We have put sections of Bombay Police Act against them. But I am telling you through your medium today, that it's not just the Bombay Police Act that we are looking at. If we have a few more such charges against the builder, we are talking about good behavior. And that good behavior means there's a section in the CRPC, the Criminal Procedure Code, which says that you got to deal with a bond and you have to furnish a bond that you will not do this again. And that could run into several lakhs of rupees and that could run into several years. So in case you break the bond, you probably will be behind bars or will not pay up that much money. So that's the newer part, which probably I'm not threatening anybody. But I'm saying, if you have been given a time, if you have given a decibel level, the decibel level is, for your knowledge, 65 decibels for the builders. And so you please obey those rules. We will be fine with you, no problems. And then we have said that by 31st of March, you have to put sound cutters. There's not something wrong. I've said, put those sound cutters because that will reduce the sound and will reduce the charge. Will reduce your situation of getting a 107 CRPC notice to you, which will probably put you in a much bigger problem. So that's what is my message to them. I am saying, I'm again repeating, they are all cooperating. They are putting up the sound cutters. We have said they put up a notice board that this is the timing, this is the decibel level that you will adhere to. They have done so. one issue remains that I believe that as a citizen of the city, that we should have silent Sundays. And silent Sundays is something that I'm working on. I don't think I'm the only agency. There are other agencies who can decide about the timing. But we are looking at our laws, whether we can restrict this ourselves, unilaterally. I haven't come to a decision yet, but this is in the offing, that if we could do it, if I as an executive magistrate can give those directions, I am evaluating. We will do that so that the citizens of Bombay have a silent Sunday. So this is something on the noise part. We are looking at other thing which I really did almost immediately that I came was to stop the towing. I had a serious backlash from where. People said no, towing is something which is required. There are people who got Magsaysay awards for towing. But I said Magsaysay award can be won for towing, but then the city should have those many parking places, those many drivable roads, those many motorable situations where you could probably tow. Even if I tow, where do I keep them? I'm telling you, the biggest problem today is that I'm facing citizens saying that, look boss, you've towed them and put them next to my society, which happens to be a BMC land. So what happens now? There are mosquitoes around, then there are various kind of miscreants who are misusing the place. So that's the challenge. So if this was true, we said there's no question. Till the city comes up, there is a parking authority which is under works. There is a parking authority which is looking at trying to give parking places. When that happens, we could probably have the towing. Initially I suspended, now I think it's almost coming to a permanency that till the time we get these facilities, we will not. I mean, I'm a personal victim of this, or maybe I have experienced it myself. Many a times my own personal vehicles have been towed. It was very difficult to get them back. Get them back in the sense you can get them back by various kind of calling, them finding out earlier the numbers were written. So that's the first thing that I did. And I think the citizens have come back and told me that it works. The other thing that we did was that we said the policing job should be left to the police. And I'm saying this with full open heart. Yes, citizens, civil society wants to contribute, you can contribute, but do not work as a policeman. Do not try to take over the role and try to imitate a police uniform. And that was what was happening in Bombay City. There were a group of people who were called wardens, and they were wearing very close to police uniforms. And we were getting a bad name for their misbehavior. I'm not discounting the other side totally, but I'm saying that this was certainly somebody whom I was not on my payroll, was not on my contractual arrangement, and was still working as a policeman. So those were stopped. They are somewhere, they still have the enthusiasm to stay back. We'll welcome such enthusiasm. These wardens, for your information, were given by construction people. They were in the contract told to manage the traffic in close to their construction sites. We have said you can keep these wardens. I don't want these poor fellows to lose their livelihood. But you should restrict them to your construction sites. They are not there to manage my regular traffic. They are there only to manage the traffic of those various trucks and whatever the loads which come to your construction site, not on the roads of Bombay where this has nothing to do with your construction. So I think those people have taken it very, very nicely. They have withdrawn. Some places, as I said, enthusiasm still prevails, and we will see the Bombay is pretty huge. From Naugarh to Colaba, we have to travel quite a distance. So we are looking at that. Now, quite unconnected, which I never dreamt of, is the issue of cooperative societies. We have just had a meeting with cooperative society people. There is extortion both sides. I mean, the extortion is to the extent that I'll cut your electricity, I'll cut your water if you don't pay X amount. Transferring a house, there is a limit to which you can charge. There are lakhs and lakhs of rupees being charged. Just now I had a person come to me from a place like, I think Matunga it was, where some extraordinary amount of money was being charged and being asked. So now those, I say, is still no. But then there's the other side of it. There are tenants, there are members who are not paying maintenance, and then how do these society fellows run their society? Now, honestly, now this is again personal, what I'm trying to do is that I'm going to think and write to make sure that the rights of these members and the rights of the executive committee members are probably pruned. Coming to think of how was this made, people thought that the societies, when they run, they need to have an executive committee. This executive committee will look at lift, they will look at water, they will look at electricity. Instead of looking at the water and the electricity, it is how soon can they maintain, how soon they can repair. I mean, I'll relate a very sad story. Hear this. There is a person, I mean, I will not name him. He sent me a message the other day. If you recall, he might see this. He has lost his job last 3 months. He has worked in Bombay. He's an educated guy. The line he said, "Sir, I have been asked to pay up. They are repairing the lifts." I'm sure this is what he said. They are repairing the lifts. They are going to put a heavy charge on me. Sir, I don't have a job. As an educated person, I am not supposed to beg, but I have no other way. Sir, please help me. So this is a story of Bombay. I mean, people say Mr. Pandey is going and crossing his limits. No, sir. The citizens of Bombay, everybody is affected by traffic, everybody is affected by noise, everybody is affected by these cooperative societies. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But this bad is worse. There is a lady in Oshiwara who complained against my own officer. They've cut her toilet ka pani. They've cut her water. I mean, forget about the electricity. How does the lady survive? So yesterday I consulted a lawyer. He said, what? He said this should be extortion. So we are contemplating that. We are going to register that. But the other side, when the members are really wealthy and they're not paying maintenance, that also we are looking at. That cannot be done. So there is a clause. If the members are not paying, the cooperative society should go and lodge a complaint with the registrar. 100 Cooperative Society Act can issue a notice to them through the registrar. Follow the process. Do not enter his house and start misbehaving, manhandling. That's my message through you. So this is something about cooperative societies. Very close to this, something which you will see very soon, is also the problem of drugs in the city. The drugs menace I have not really talked about because we are putting our house in order. I was trying to find out what all we can do. The problem is not, I mean, I say the problem today, what has happened is there are compartmentalizations. There's a great agency which only talks about very big seizures. And in our agency also, there was a thinking that a particular wing, which is called narcotics wing, is supposed to only look at quality cases, where the quantity cases are supposed to be the police station. I said quality and quantity in drugs doesn't matter. Every drug consumption is or drug transaction is a serious matter for the society. So you will see this, you will have more to report, you will have more to witness and evidence very soon about the drugs in the city. It's a huge menace that is really causing a lot of problems. Senior citizens is a no-brainer. I'm going to be a senior citizen another 3 months down the line. I would like to make sure that the police cops who are there are supposed to take care of me. They might, because I will be a retired ex-cop, but what about citizens? Nobody looks at them. There are two old people sitting at home, some of them single, some of them husband and wife, their kids not being around. So we said, okay, put a diary, visit them, talk to them once a week at least, what's wrong, and share your numbers. So that's the senior citizen. It's a no-brainer because all of this has come either from my experience, which is like the towing came from my experience. Senior citizen, I'm marching towards it. Then the others, the citizens, I'm really thankful to them. They've come forward, given us hope, given us information. I mean, most people would have come here and talked about criminal gangs. I would like to end this by saying this. Well, I think the criminal gangs may operate against a few people that they target. There are the few people that they could target. But here, this kind of nonsense, the noise, the traffic, the situation of drugs, it's percolating. I mean, it's too much. And people say it's all organized crime. I had some experience. And I don't see that we cannot break this, we cannot handle this. So that's it. I mean, I think these are very simple initiatives, and I think these are no-brainers that anybody in the city should come forward and take care of. So that's it. Thanks a lot for giving me this platform. And whoever said that I was not addressing the press, I was today in front of the full cameras. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanjay ji. It's a very interesting presentation. Some new initiatives you've also announced. But what you had told me, that's a very interesting angle. Would you like to speak about it, about the investigations being broadened with the head constable coming in? I think that's a very interesting new initiative that you should mention.
I was only talking about the citizens here. But you see, one major part where the police impinges the citizens is that our constabulary comes into contact with citizens day in and day out. And that was my initiative when I was a DG and then now as a commissioner of police. My belief is that if my constables really, if I can turn around the constables, which is about 35 to 40,000 who are here, that will change the entire system. They, as per the law, are empowered, head constables are empowered to do any kind of investigation. So we have made sure and we have issued orders that simpler crimes like simple hurt, simple theft are taken care of. Criminal intimidation are actually investigated by head constables. Now you see what will happen. These crimes were not being reported. They were not sometimes being overlooked because just by the immensity of this, we have about 2,500 sub-inspectors and about somewhere around 800 odd inspectors. So that makes the figure somewhere around 3,000, 3,500. So now, by head constables coming into picture, the investigation part, I have about 10,000 plus head constables. Now we are now not only doubling, we are at least putting it 5 times the investigating power of Bombay City. So you will see the difference. These head constables have been trained, are being trained. Right now when I'm talking, they're being trained. They will be now looking at you. And what have I done for them? Just by giving them, not only given them this opportunity, I have made sure, thanks to the government, thanks to this, at least the people who are in the bureaucracy, we have ensured that the constables become and retire as sub-inspectors. So that's a big thing that we've done. We've taken out the entire rank. This happens once in decades, that we are talking about that there will be no police naik. There will be no police naik in the police force. So that means that a person who became a constable will become a police naik, will become a havaldar, will become a ASI. Imagine, in 24 years of service or 30 years of service, he will retire as ASI. Today, in 10 years, he'll become a head constable. In 20 years, he'll become ASI. And 30 years, he'll become PSI. And this has been approved, this has been done. We have already promoted somewhere around 250 ASIs in Bombay City over the last 1 week. So I think they're thinking, the way they look at, and I've given them the targets. If you wanted to hear them, we've got just 4 targets for them. 3 I gave, 1 the citizens gave, and I give full credit to the citizens. One I said that every day, each constable, please try if you can help one person. Help is not monetary. Help is by just making a person sit in the office, sit in the police station, offer him a cup of, maybe not a cup of tea, but a glass of water. That's also helping. Old person crossing a road, try and help. People have done this in Bombay City. It's not new, but I've sent every constable to each day to one person. And I said that you should, in case you see wrong things happening, a lot of people say gambling, a lot of people talk dance bars, all illegal activity. If you are empowered, do that. If you're not empowered, tell your seniors. So that's something which I've done. This is their target. The third thing which I have said is, city is going digital. The businesses have gone digital. The transactions are digital. So try and understand what cyber crime is. And half an hour you devote every day in your day-to-day work. And we are going to train, I myself so I have some background, we're training them. So you'll see our people, cyber-aware constables. Last week what the citizen said, Mr. Pandey, one of our photographs was taken in one of those functions which we were promoting. They said, oh, well done, Mr. Pandey. But what about your paunches? Oh, maybe I also have some. So he said, so in your 3, you should add 1 more. And that is 30 minutes of exercise. And I have said that to my constables and my officers, everybody, every day, 30 minutes, put in your effort. You don't have to get a trainer, you don't need a gym. for those kind of trainings. We are on YouTube and stuff. So this is for my constabulary, and I believe they will rise, and they will work for the citizens of Bombay. I have been starting to get reports. I haven't shared them with you, but some people will share them with you very soon as to what all my constables are doing. Thanks.
Great. Thanks for the additional inputs. I thought it was a brilliant move. I don't know how it will pan out in actual investigation, where from 2,500 investigation officers, you ramp up to 10,250 or 10,200 extra by adding on to the job. That's probably a larger discussion, but I think it seems to be a very significant initiative on the part of the police commissioner. With these few examples or talking, you give the mic to.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Bob Rupani, the editor of Overdrive magazine. For 36 years, I've been editing auto magazines, and it's the first time I've come across an officer